Have you ever felt that tug inside, the one that tells you that you have to be right? I mean, have to be. You know, that unshakable belief that if you aren't correct, if you aren't certain, something deep inside of you feels off. Today, we're diving into the psychology and impact of a core belief that so many of us carry. The belief that I have to be right. This belief may feel harmless, even noble, but it comes with strings attached. Strings that pull on every part of our lives. When you hold on to the need to be right, it's not just a thought. It's an entire framework shaping your worldview. And hidden within this belief is a web of sub-beliefs, emotions, and even pieces of your identity. It impacts not only how you function, but also how you see others, how you interpret events, and how you experience success and failure. Let's break it down. If I'm wrong, it means I'm not competent or worthy. Others need to see that I'm right for them to respect or value me. Being wrong means losing control. I have to prove my knowledge or intelligence to be valuable. My opinions reflect my identity. Questioning them is questioning me. People will only listen if I can prove I'm right. These sub-beliefs build up an invisible framework, dictating how we approach our thoughts, our conversations, and even our relationships. So, what does this belief make us feel? For many, it stirs up a powerful mix of emotions. There's anxiety, an almost desperate need to defend yourself at all costs. Frustration bubbles up whenever you encounter people who see things differently. And when someone questions you, it feels like an attack on your sense of self, not just on your ideas. Emotions. Anxiety, frustration, resentment, and defensiveness often surface. Even minor disagreements can trigger intense emotional responses, as if your sense of worth is on the line. Behavior. This belief shows up in how you interact with others. You may interrupt, dominate conversations, or resist feedback. You might seek constant validation or push for proof that reinforces your stance. Relationships can become strained as others feel that there's no room for their perspective. Faith. Your sense of faith, or what you trust, becomes fragile. You might only trust things that you can control or verify, struggling to accept uncertainties or unknowns. Identity. This belief can morph into a core part of who you are. If your sense of self is rooted in being right, then anything that contradicts you feels like a personal threat. This need can overshadow curiosity, openness, and growth, solidifying a rigid sense of self. Imagine someone who operates every day with the unspoken rule, I have to be right. They start their morning checking the news, not just to catch up, but to find evidence supporting their views. Throughout the day, they approach conversations like a debate rather than a shared exchange. Disagreements at work or at home escalate quickly as they feel compelled to prove a point or reinforce their stance. When you feel that your worth depends on being right, each situation feels like it demands control. Flexibility becomes a challenge, and instead of growth, your energy goes into defending who you already are. You might avoid topics you aren't confident about, dodge conversations with those who challenge you, and even limit your experiences to avoid the risk of being wrong. The belief, I have to be right, sounds straightforward, but as we've seen, it's anything but simple. It influences our emotions, our behavior, our faith in others, and even our sense of self. In the end, it's not just a belief. It's a filter through which we experience the world. Embrace curiosity. Accept that you don't have to have all the answers. And remember, being right is just one way to see things. Sometimes the most liberating thing we can do is to let go of being right.